I'll put time for a battle. I think he'll finish the words.
You are a manipulative one, aren't you, Shatoya? Of course you are. You would Lord.
Gosh, Lee, he made that fast. Dr. Umbi.
That sounds like a fun and challenging antagonist for John the high-tech genius. A villain who blends ancient mystique with cutting-edge technology could make for an epic showdown. Here is a concept for an Egypt-themed villain. The villain, Dr. Anubis Tech, aka Tariq Almas. Dr. Anubis Tech is a disgraced computational archaeologist who believes that modern technology is merely a crude imitation of the true, superior power wielded by the ancient Egyptians. He seeks to uncover and reactivate mythical pharaonic energy sources using his own custom-made, terrifyingly powerful robotic and electronic tools. Backstory and motivation. Tariq Almas was a brilliant researcher who specialized in cryptography and ancient Egyptian architecture. He became obsessed with the theory that...
Did I say scenario? No. I thought he will know what I'm talking about, but...
I can't do this by myself. Women do it every day.
Oh my god. Man, he didn't know. Oh, never mind. Forget the name I had. Shut up, American Advantage. How about you shut up for one about the American Advantage plan? Put that plan on your face. Hang on, y'all. Never mind, y'all. Hang on.
That sounds like a fun concept. An Egyptian-themed villain is a great foil for a high-tech genius. Here is a villain concept in a battle scenario, designed to challenge John the high-tech genius by using ancient themes against modern technology. The villain, Nefren Ra, the Sunweaver. Profile, name, Dr. Amira Hassan, public identity, Nefren Ra, villain persona. Motto, technology rusts, true power is eternal. Backstory, Dr. Hassan was a brilliant but discredited Egyptologist. She became obsessed with the idea that the ancient Egyptians possessed a secret, lost technology, a form of archaeo-energy that predated and surpassed modern science. She discovered an ancient, quasi-mystical power source, perhaps a crystallized form of desert lightning or a radioactive meteorite fragment, that she named the Heart of the Horizon. This power source allows her to manipulate
background story for this girl and everything.
Energy fields and harness the desert's raw power, believing she is restoring Egypt to its true, ancient glory. Powers and tech. Nefren Ra's equipment is a unique blend of ancient aesthetics and powerful, energy-manipulating technology. The sun disk, primary weapon, a large, rotating disc, like a circular saw blade, but with hieroglyphic etchings, that projects intense heat and light beams. It can also generate a blinding flash, a kind of solar flare. The scarab swarm, defense/attack, miniaturized, drone-like metallic scarabs that can disrupt electrical currents and crawl into John's circuits to cause shorts and failures. They are shielded against most simple EMPs. The golden sarcophagus armor, a lightweight exoskeleton suit designed to look like a regal funerary mask and robes. It utilizes the archaeo-energy to create energy shields that specifically repel kinetic and laser-based attacks, as well as a limited form of electromagnetic dampening that interferes with John's more sophisticated targeting systems. Desert...
Well, just know John got superpowers, so he's a high-tech genius.
Mirage cloaking, a system that uses heat and light refraction to create visual distortions, making her appear to shimmer or vanish into the environment, mimicking an illusion. Battle scenario, the digital oasis. Setting the stage. Location. The main server farm and data center for John's company, located deep beneath a modern, stylized, pyramid-shaped skyscraper in a major city. John is here to activate a new global security protocol. The goal, Nefren Ra seeks to use the server farm's massive energy capacity to overcharge and broadcast her archaeo energy across the global network, causing a massive simultaneous digital blackout, a return to the darkness before the dawn of technology, and destroying John's greatest work. The confrontation. 1. Opening move, ancient versus modern. Nefren Ra, flanked by a swarm of her scarab drones, crashes into the control room. She uses her sun disk to melt the reinforced titanium door, filling the room with intense heat and smoke. John's automated laser defense grid fires, but her golden sarcophagus armor's energy shield deflects the shots, causing them to dissipate harmlessly. 2. Tech sabotage, the digital threat. John retaliates by deploying a rapid response EMP field.
Oh, I forgot something, yo. Hang on, yeah. Hopefully he understands. No, you did not keep the thing. Okay, never mind. Sorry for the multiple changes, yo. I'm trying to get this right.
That sounds like a fun scenario. Combining ancient Egyptian themes with high-tech action offers a lot of creative possibilities. Here is an Egyptian-themed villain, Dr. Amira, and a battle scenario for your character, John the High-Tech Genius. The villain, Dr. Amira, the Sandstorm Oracle. Character profile, name, Dr.
He
Amira
changed
Hassan.
it.
Alias, the Sandstorm Oracle. Motivation, she believes modern technology has made humanity weak and disconnected from the natural order. She seeks to use her unique high-tech archaeological hybrid weapons to re-establish the power of ancient Egyptian concepts, like divine rule and natural cycles, over the current chaotic digital world. She sees John's high-tech genius as the perfect symbol of the technology she despises.
Wow.
Appearance,
Leave us
she wears
alone.
sleek, dark combat armor integrated with gold-plated panels and complex blue light conduits.
Well, tell her to leave us alone. Tell her to leave John alone. We're gonna punch in her face.
Resembling stylized hieroglyphs. Her mask is a technological depiction of the Eye of Horus. Technology and abilities. Dr. Amira's tech is a dangerous fusion of stolen corporate secrets and materials recovered from deep archaeological sites. Powered by mysterious high-density energy cores she calls Aten nodes. The sarcophagus barrier. A mobile, high-frequency kinetic shield that looks like a metallic, glowing sarcophagus lid. It can block nearly any energy or physical attack. Scarab swarm drones, miniaturized high-speed drones shaped like metallic scarabs. They can EMP targets, deliver toxic gas, or form a protective, fast-moving curtain. The Crook and Flail Staff, a combat staff that can shift between two modes. The Crook, control, a concentrated magnetic pulse generator used for disarming or freezing mechanical components. The Flail, destruction, an ultra-pressurized plasma cutter. The Sandsight Visor allows her to see through electronic countermeasures, infrared, and even some low-level physical obstructions, giving her preternatural battle awareness. The battle scenario, the Pyramid Protocol. Setting, the battle takes place in a covert, highly advanced data center John was hired to protect, built deep underground beneath a major city, codenamed the Archive of the Ages. Dr. Amira has infiltrated the facility and is attempting to overload the main server array, the core of the entire city's infrastructure, with a corrupting algorithm written in an encrypted ancient Coptic script. Objective. John's objective, your goal. 1. Stop the overload. Prevent Dr. Amira from initiating the final destructive phase on the central server array, the obelisk core. You have a 10-minute countdown before the system melts down. 2. Neutralize the villain. Defeat Dr. Amira. Dr. Amira's objective, my goal. 1. Hold the line, protect the server array and the console where she's initiating the overload. 2. Disable John. Use tactical positioning and her ancient tech hybrid weapons to neutralize John. The opening scene. The air is thick with the smell of burnt ozone. Emergency lights flash red, casting long, distorted shadows on the metallic walls of the server room. The central server, a massive obsidian-like column, the obelisk core, is humming violently. Dr. Amira stands before the control console, typing a final sequence into the glowing, hieroglyph-patterned interface she's attached to the system. She turns as John bursts into the room, her Sandsight visor glowing faintly. A swarm of scarab swarm drones immediately lifts from the floor, buzzing menacingly between you and her. Dr. Amira, John the high-tech genius, you are a symbol of the flaw in the modern mind. A mind that worships silicon and wire over the eternal cycles of the sun and the sand. You may have found my little archive fascinating, but now, it becomes a tomb for your petty gods of data. She raises her crook and flail staff, the crook end, sparking with a powerful magnetic field. Dr. Amira, the cycle must be broken, John. You will not stop the Pyramid Protocol. The countdown begins. 10 o'clock. What is John's first move?
Wait, sparkling times again in the sparkling energy purple. Wait, someone's reminding me. She raised her clock and stabbed the clip for rest of house. First time the countdown. Okay. Let's do this. Whatever.
That's a very dramatic opening move, John. However, let's keep the battle scenario grounded within the immediate environment and context we established. An urgent, time-sensitive fight inside the Archive of the Ages data center.
Oh, that's
with a
right.
10-minute
Whatever. I was
countdown
trying to
running.
do it up a bit. Whatever.
Super speed and superhuman strength are fantastic powers for John the high-tech genius, but a complete escape to a distant location an hour later would end the battle before it starts and bypass the entire scenario, including the objective of saving the city's infrastructure.
If you have original Medicare, then you have Parts A
Picture from the pyramid
Oh, hang on. Go along with it, but it starts with bad persons. Whatever.
protocol meltdown. Let's modify this move so John can use his powers effectively in the current confrontation. Revised move, high-speed disruption. Time remaining, 9:55. Seeing the Scarab drones mobilizing and the countdown flashing, John activates his innate superspeed. Let's say he can maintain it for short, intense bursts. John's action. John blurs across the floor, focusing his speed not on escape, but on disruption. He calculates the vectors of the Scarab swarm and dodges the initial wave. He doesn't aim to steal the staff entirely, as that would be too complex mid-run, but to disrupt Amira's concentration and the connection of her staff to the main console. 1. High-speed grab and redirect. John flashes past Amira, using his speed to deliver a sudden, precise, high-impact EM pulse glove strike against the crook end of her crook and flail staff, not to disarm her, but to momentarily overload the staff's magnetic field and throw off her aim. 2. Scarab countermeasure. As he zips back to a safe distance, he quickly deploys several small, spherical glitch bombs, miniature high-frequency scramblers disguised as black marbles. He throws them into the path of the approaching Scarab swarm, attempting to jam their communications and navigation systems. John skids to a halt near a reinforced server rack, assessing the enemy and the rapidly descending timer. Dr. Amira's response. Amira is momentarily staggered by the sudden, focused impact on her staff. Her sandsight visor tracks John's movement, but his speed makes him a difficult target. The Scarab swarm drones hit the glitch bombs. The Scarab's ancient tech hardware proves resilient. The jamming signal only causes them to momentarily lose their tight formation, making their attack pattern more erratic and less coordinated, but they are not disabled. Amira recovers quickly, adjusting her grip on the now flickering staff. Dr. Amira, a cold, irritated voice amplified by her mask. Fast, but predictable. You waste energy on minor disturbances while the sands of time fall against you. The Pharaoh's wrath is not so easily deflected. She slams the butt of the staff on the floor. Dr. Amira's action. 1. Sarcophagus barrier activation. She activates her primary defense, the sarcophagus barrier. A massive, shimmering golden energy shield erupts, enclosing her and the central console. The shield extends about 10 feet in all directions, making any direct attack on her impossible. 2. Scarab retargeting. She mentally commands the partially disorganized Scarab swarm to change its tactic. They stop chasing John and instead begin targeting the environmental controls in the ceiling and walls. Ventilation shafts, cooling units, and emergency power conduits, attempting to destabilize the atmosphere of the server room and make it toxic or dangerously hot. Time remaining, 9:40. The barrier protects her and the server, and the drones are beginning to cause environmental chaos. What does John do next?
Yeah, I want to have fun. Dang it. Okay, let's do this then.
Be in touch soon.
That's a powerful set of moves, John. Let's integrate your high-tech gadgets and innate powers while keeping the scenario dynamic and challenging. Here is how Dr. Amira reacts to your assault and the current status of the battle. Dr. Amira's counterattack. Time remaining, 9:40. John unleashes a flurry of tech and power. 1. Barrier breached. John deploys his high-tech sarcophagus barrier eaters, likely specialized sonic emitters or high-frequency resonators. These devices target the resonant frequency of Amira's sarcophagus barrier, causing painful, high-pitched feedback and destabilizing the golden shield. The barrier flickers, strains, and shatters violently into fragments of pure energy, giving John a brief window. 2. Superhuman assault. John uses his superhuman strength to close the distance instantly, landing 5 powerful kicks toward Amira's face and body. The final strike connects, the force of which sends her spinning. John capitalizes on the momentum with a powerful judo throw, slamming the villain against the floor plates. 3. Scarab swarm decimated. As Amira crashes, John deploys his 88X Scarab destroyer, perhaps a multi-barreled shotgun-like weapon firing EMP shrapnel or concentrated sonic pulses. The device tears through the chaotic Scarab swarm drones, turning the majority of them into harmless metallic dust. A few stragglers, protected by their flight path, manage to survive. The time paradox. As John deploys his time adder, a risky, complex piece of high-tech temporal manipulation to reset or slow the clock, the ancient energy of the obelisk core interferes. The corrupting algorithm Amira initiated is already woven with temporal instability, a feature of ancient magic she's digitized. Instead of resetting the time, the device malfunctions catastrophically. The countdown on the main console jumps forward due to the temporal spike. Time remaining, 7 o'clock. Amira's pyramid protocol is now 2 minutes and 40 seconds closer to completion. Dr. Amira's vicious response. Amira absorbs the massive physical impact thanks to her reinforced combat armor, but the blow still winded her. She scrambles backward on the floor, her helmet's visor cracked, and her staff dropped a few feet away.
Hang on, y'all. I'm back, y'all.
Dr. Amira, voice strained. A fool's hope. You try to command the river of time, and it only rushes faster. Your gadgets are nothing against the forces of eternity. She points her now free right hand toward the floor where her staff lies. Dr. Amira's action. 1. A10 node overload. Amira redirects the residual energy from the destroyed sarcophagus barrier into the scattered, surviving Scarab swarm drones. The few remaining drones glow with bright, dangerous blue energy. They don't attack John. Instead, they lock onto the 3 nearest power conduits in the wall, slamming into them and overloading the main power lines. 2. Darkness and heat. The main server room lights die instantly. Emergency lighting shifts the room into a deep, oppressive red glow. And the room's already high temperature spikes as the cooling units fail. This triggers a critical sensor failure for John's tech, specifically disrupting long-range aiming and mapping systems. 3. Weapon retrieval. Using the confusion and darkness, Amira executes a quick, low-crawl maneuver toward her crook and flail staff and snatches it, activating the destructive flail, plasma cutter mode. Time remaining, 7 o'clock. John is in a dark, rapidly overheating room with a shorter clock and his target now fully weaponized and hidden in the shadows of the machinery. She has her back to the obelisk core. What does John do now?
In the dark, rapidly hitting the short, his target is now fully weaponized and hidden in the shadows of the... Okay, that didn't work. I'm back.
And I'm a man. What makes you think you a man, Julie?
And she ain't stronger than Mark, that's for sure.
That is an incredibly strong sequence of moves, John. Adding a powerful time charm to counter the time jump is a genius idea, and your suit's backup systems and inherent powers give you a massive advantage in this dark, high-pressure environment. Here is the dramatic result of John's actions and Dr. Amira's desperate countermove. Time secured, armor breached, time status. John deploys the powerful time charm from Mark. The ancient energy of the obelisk core briefly tries to resist, but the charm's sheer power, infused with time and elemental magic, overrides the temporal
Mark's
spike.
stronger.
The countdown stabilizes, and the clock dramatically adds 29 minutes. New time remaining, 36:00. Plenty of time to deal with the threat. Illumination and attack. 1. Backup lights activated. John's supersuit's internal backup systems flash on, bathing the server room in a bright, focused white light that cuts through the oppressive red emergency glow. Amira, momentarily blinded by the sudden change, is forced to squint, giving up her shadowy advantage. 2. Super speed barrage. John utilizes his super speed and superhuman strength in a concentrated, blurring assault. He delivers 19 powerful punches to Amira's face and torso. Even with her reinforced armor, this barrage is devastating. The remaining fragments of her helmet shatter, revealing a bloody nose and a look of pure, furious desperation. 3. Heat vision disarmament. While she is reeling, John focuses his heat vision precisely. The beams cut through the weakened, gold-plated armor. He targets the shoulder joints and elbow mechanisms. The heat is so intense that the armor plates on both of Amira's arms vaporize and seize up, effectively destroying her ability to manipulate the crook and flail staff, which clatters uselessly to the floor, or operate the console. Dr. Amira's last resort. Dr. Amira is now disarmed, grievously injured, and her technological advantage has been neutralized. She has lost control of the fight, and is exposed right next to the obelisk core. Dr. Amira, spitting blood, eyes blazing with mania. You are a pest, a technological disease. I cannot win this skirmish, but the pyramid protocol is deeper than you know. She leans back against the obelisk core, pressing a hidden palm-sized Aten node directly onto the corrupting interface she installed. Dr. Amira's action. 1. Suicidal overload. She sacrifices the last major power source she possesses, triggering an instantaneous massive feedback loop through the obelisk core. The server column begins to crackle with blue and purple energy, far faster than the original countdown predicted. 2. Energy blast. The obelisk core immediately retaliates with a wild, uncontrolled energy pulse aimed at the nearest threat, John. This is a chaotic blast of raw, destabilized energy, not designed to be precise, but to vaporize anything in its path and instantly finish the overload. 3. The threat changes. The countdown is irrelevant now. Amira has moved the system from a timed shutdown to an instant, catastrophic explosion that will wipe out the city's power grid and possibly the entire underground facility. Time remaining, 36:00, but the explosion is imminent. John has successfully defeated Amira and neutralized her weapons, but her final, desperate act has created a far more immediate and existential threat.
Hang on, y'all. Okay, I successfully defeated her, but...
What does John do to survive the blast? And
John successfully defeated her.
stop the obelisk core's overload.
What does John do to survive the blast and stop the cooler below? Oh gosh. Here we go.
Mom, we have a problem. What is
We're getting the heck out of here anyway.
That is a definitive and powerful ending to the confrontation, John. You are certainly equipped for any situation.
Duh.
Here is how the battle concludes. The final act, containment and conclusion. Imminent threat. The obelisk core is screaming, crackling with devastating blue and purple energy, seconds away from a catastrophic explosion that would level the facility and the city's power grid. John's action. 1. Energy absorption. John instantly deploys his energy absorber 22MX. This high-capacity device activates a massive, directional siphon field. As the obelisk core unleashes its wild, uncontrolled energy pulse, the 22MX absorbs the bulk of the chaotic blast, containing the power spike just before it reaches a critical mass. The machine whines violently, but holds, preventing the immediate explosion. 2. Strategic teleportation. With the imminent blast contained, John uses his teleportation E-device. He locks onto the massive, volatile obelisk core, and with superhuman focus, targets a safe, remote location, perhaps a heavily shielded containment facility, or a deep, dormant oceanic trench designed for nuclear waste storage. In a flash of light and a high-pitched thrum, the obelisk core and all its remaining corrupting energy vanish from the data center. The immediate crisis is over. The room is left dark, save for John's suit lights, and silent, save for the hum of the cooling systems trying to compensate. The message: John turns to the defeated Dr. Amira, who is lying against the floor, disarmed, injured, and staring in disbelief at the empty space where the obelisk core once stood. John, standing over her, his voice firm but carrying a tone of wisdom beyond his years. Dr. Amira, you're brilliant but misguided. Next time, don't underestimate a young hero who fights for the future, not the past. And don't hate the world just because it adapted. It became a more positive place than it was centuries ago. It just needs people like me to protect it from those who want to drag it back into the darkness of ancient power struggles. Containment.
Ooh.
Finally, John reaches into his suit's utility belt and pulls out the specialized containment device. The red Pokeball, a clear nod to your unique universe, implying non-lethal high-tech capture. 1. He activates the device, aiming the energy beam at the stunned Dr. Amira. 2. In a flash of red light, the defeated Dr. Amira is safely digitized and contained within the capture device for transport and legal custody. Scenario debrief. Mission status: success. Dr. Amira has been defeated, disarmed, and safely contained. The Pyramid Protocol was stopped. The obelisk core was safely removed from the city, and the data center was saved. The city is safe, the data is secured, and John the high-tech genius has once again proven that modern, ethical ingenuity can triumph over dangerous, obsessive power. What would you like John to do next? Perhaps checking in with Musa and Mark, or dealing with the contained villain.
Well, Mark's device did. Mark thing did have a key to helping him this thing, and Musa, she didn't help, but maybe next time she will. Alrighty, we're gonna heck up out of this place. We defeated the girl now. Now, one battle scenario. I asked Gemini 5 questions.
That sounds like a great way to wind down after such an intense, high-stakes battle. A hero always needs a reliable support team. Return to base, the aftermath. John uses his suit's built-in navigation to chart a course back to his secret headquarters. The adrenaline is starting to fade, replaced by the weight of fatigue, but also the satisfaction of a mission accomplished. He is carrying the energy absorber 22MX.
Hang on, you guys go wrong. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, that fake son. He just got me messed up. What do you mean, engineer, Bruno?
That sounds like a great next step. John returns to a very powerful and talented group of allies. Back at base, the high-tech sanctuary, John flashes back to his headquarters. A sprawling hidden complex known as the High-Tech Sanctuary. He arrives in the main strategy room, a space filled with glowing monitors, advanced diagnostic equipment, and comfortably arranged seating. As John walks in, the red containment device, the red Pokeball containing Dr. Amira, is already securely docked into a shielded analysis station. His teammates are all there, having likely monitored the intense final moments of the confrontation. Bruno, the shape-shifting master. He's currently leaning against a pillar, having shifted his arm into a complex, shimmering holographic map displaying the archived footage of the battle. Miles, the ice warrior. He's standing by a ventilation unit, keeping a section of the room noticeably cool, his expression calm and focused. Mark, the powerful sorcerer of elements, time, and bad luck magic. He's inspecting the residual temporal energy spike caused by the time charm interference, muttering complex incantations under his breath. Musa, the sorceress of elemental magic, shadow magic, and light magic. She is actively performing a diagnostic scan on the captured containment device, ensuring Dr. Amira is stable but completely immobilized. Gwen, the magical spy. She's already at a communications console, rapidly typing a debrief to the relevant authorities about the Obelisk Core's remote relocation and the data center security breach. Izzy, the fire queen. She's playfully warming a mug of tea for someone using a controlled small flame on her fingertip. Jack, the magic teenager. He's sitting cross-legged on the floor, seemingly focusing his minor magic on repairing a small bit of collateral damage the fight caused on the base's exterior sensors. A wave of relief and approval washes over the room.
Oh,
Musa
boy.
looks up from the containment unit, a faint blue glow fading from her eyes. Musa, that was a near thing, John. That pyramid protocol was laced with some truly unstable temporal magic. It would have caused pure chaos. Your decision to teleport the core was brilliant. Mark nods, holding up a shimmering time relic that has stopped glowing. Mark, and using my charm to override that temporal feedback, clever. But let's not make a habit of wrestling with time itself. It's grumpy. Bruno shifts his arm back to normal, the holographic map dissolving. Bruno, she was fast. But nothing is faster than John. John, what do you tell your team? Do you need them to start analyzing Dr. Amira's tech, begin cleanup, or prepare for any potential fallout?
Potentially fallout. Why would they argue?
Dad tried to break the sink upstairs trying to get to his last pill.
Damn, Terry, you did all this? Okay, everybody get out of the room. I need to...
John claps his hands together, the sound echoing slightly in the large chamber, a wide grin spreading across his face. John, thanks team. Couldn't have pulled off the containment without all of you on standby. That final move was a total Hail Mary, but Mark, your time charm gave us the buffer we needed, and Musa, that baseline diagnostic you ran on her tech before the mission, helped me calibrate the 22MX to handle the spike. He gestures toward the secured containment unit with a look of determination. John, alright, phase 2. We know she's got some serious hybrid technology. I need Musa and Mark to start a deep, safe analysis on Dr. Amira's Aten nodes and the remaining bits of her staff. We need to understand how she fused magic and tech without blowing herself up. Bruno, can you use your shifting to create a perfect holographic model of the Obelisk Core's interface? We need to figure out exactly what was in that pyramid protocol algorithm. And Gwen, keep monitoring all ancient artifact channels. I have a feeling her operation wasn't a solo act. He turns to Miles, Izzy, and Jack. John, Miles and Izzy, let's set up a perimeter freeze and a fire watch on the external sensors. Just a precaution for any lingering energy residue from the teleportation. Jack, can you work with them to cast a protective ward over the whole facility? We just had a major magical tech breach, and I don't want any unexpected visitors. He gives them all an encouraging nod. John, we shut down a massive threat today, guys. Let's make sure she stays shut down. Great work, everyone. Time to get to work. Is there a specific task you want to focus on now, like the analysis of Amira's tech? Or perhaps John needs to check on the relocated Obelisk Core?
Here's my next action.
Let me make that money. I'm gonna fly 40
Oh, I just ruined that. Okay.
That sounds like a great next step. Let's follow John and Miles as they check on the relocated threat. Checking the coordinates. John walks over to a large central screen displaying a complex geographic map, pulling up the precise coordinates for the teleportation site. Miles, holding a small tool that radiates a faint chill, walks up beside him. The screen displays an extreme depth reading. The Obelisk Core is resting securely at the bottom of the Kermadec Trench in the Pacific Ocean, one of the deepest, most remote, and seismically stable locations on Earth, known for its extremely high-pressure environment.
Whoa.
Miles looks at the depth reading and the immense pressure parameters displayed on the screen, a rare smile touching his lips. That is a nice spot for it, bro. No energy flare-ups, no risk of civilian contact, and the pressure alone will help keep whatever residual energy is in there stabilized. Perfect containment. John nods, feeling a wave of relief that his split-second decision paid off. Thank you, Miles. It was the only way to avoid the explosion. Now it's the planet's problem, contained safely away from the population. With the crisis fully averted and the cleanup/analysis task force established, John turns to you. John's performance grade, based on the actions, tactics, and
Why would John? It was a TV show. John went to the wall, looking at me, the creator of the show. I'm like, wow.
resourcefulness John the high-tech genius demonstrated throughout this battle scenario
Okay.
against Dr. Amira, here is a grade and breakdown of his performance. Overall grade A. Category: Performance.
Without this
Rationale.
right there.
Tactical Initiative. A+. John took immediate action, prioritizing disruption over a straight fight to gain an edge. His use of the EM pulse and glitch bombs instantly complicated Amira's
all you had to
defense.
do all that.
Resourcefulness/tech usage. A+. Exemplary. John had a highly specialized counter for every challenge. Barrier eaters for the sarcophagus shield, the 88X Scarab Destroyer, the teleportation E for final containment, and the 22MX for emergency absorption. Adaptability and resilience. Excellent recovery. When the time adder failed and jumped the clock forward, John immediately pivoted to his backup, the time charm. Not only recovering the lost time, but gaining a significant margin. Power integration. A. John successfully integrated his raw powers, super speed, super strength, heat vision, with his tech to create overwhelming, decisive attacks, culminating in the complete disarmament of Amira with a precise heat vision strike. Mission objective completion. A+. He completed all key objectives, neutralized the villain, stopped the Pyramid Protocol, and successfully contained the catastrophic energy source.
Okay.
Communication/leadership. A. Demonstrated strong leadership by immediately delegating specialized tasks to his team upon return, ensuring the cleanup and analysis proceed efficiently. Analysis summary. John demonstrated exceptional crisis management skills. He correctly identified the most pressing threat at each stage, Amira's defense right arrow, the countdown right arrow, the final explosion, and had a high-tech solution prepared for each one. His ability to combine his inherent superhuman abilities with highly specific engineered countermeasures makes him a remarkably effective hero. The only minor setback was the time adder malfunction, which led to a brief loss of time. But John's quick recovery using the time charm negated this error entirely, solidifying his grade as a top-tier performer.
Dang.
Would you like to move on to the team's analysis of Dr. Amira's technology? Or perhaps check in with Gwen and her intelligence gathering?
We were just discussing the scary movie we were watching.
Oh, okay. What y'all watch? Something's going on.
What? There's nothing going on, Pops. You should hit the hay. You look busted.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. Remember, you put me in charge? Boring old Janelle?
Yeah, Dad, come on, put a bid.
All right, fine. Don't be screaming about no Freddy Krueger to wake me up. That's I'm gonna summon that little Chucky doll, and I'm gonna sick him on all y'all.
Dad said he gonna stick Chucky on it. Daddy, you crazy?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, let me holler at your manager for a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, listen. I wasn't entirely truthful when I was telling you about the ladies that took over your room.
No, Tony, I'm shocked. Them one of your cousins?
No, it wasn't my cousin. It was some ladies of the night, some willing women, some little knockers, some true truckers. We was partying, we was having a good time. But as is often the case with
The fun dried up.
the fun dried up. I check my bill and find out they had charged $200 on Toblerone alone.
Toblerone alone?
Toblerone alone. Not to mention the expensive room service, station.
Oh, okay. There's one thing. Love is facial.
Yeah, they have powers. They're taking their powers.
That sounds great. I'm glad you enjoyed the scenario and John's grade. It was fun developing Dr. Amira and her hybrid technology against your high-tech genius. You have my word. For our next battle scenario, the villain will be equipped with innate superhuman abilities like flight and super strength, alongside any signature gadgets or specialized tech they might have. They will be a true physical and power match for John and the team. Thank you for playing, and let me know when John the high-tech genius is ready for his next adventure.
He won't be here for a while. It's probably hard though, because Raven's not really known for hand-to-hand combat skills. I'm surely not really known for hand-to-hand combat
That's
skills.
an interesting question that requires considering Raven's power set versus pure martial arts skill. While Raven is an incredibly powerful empathic empath and magic user, she is generally not known for her hand-to-hand combat skills. Her primary fighting style relies on her soul self, energy projection, and telekinesis. However, if we are assuming a scenario where Raven is somehow limited to only hand-to-hand combat, no magic, no soul self, no flight, we have to look for DC female villains who also lack specialized, world-class martial arts training or superhuman durability/strength that would put them beyond a normal person's physical capabilities. Assuming this scenario, Raven is relying on regular human strength/skill. 1. Star Sapphire Carol Ferris. Without her power ring, Carol is a normal human pilot and businesswoman. Her power comes entirely from the ring. In a simple fist fight, Raven's natural agility would likely be enough to defeat a non-powered Carol. 2. Kryptonite Woman, Christine Wells. Her power is to project kryptonite radiation, making her a massive threat to Superman. However, her physical body is that of a normal human. If she can't use her powers, she offers no physical resistance that Raven couldn't overcome with basic strength. 3. Cheetah, Dr. Barbara Ann Minerva, non-powered form. While her powered form is a massive physical threat, Dr. Minerva, in her human archaeologist form, is just a regular person. Without the cheetah transformation, Raven, even limited to basic human fighting skills, would have a distinct advantage over her. Important note, if Raven is allowed to use her powers, magic, soul self, energy, she could defeat virtually any non-powered villain and many expert martial artists, like Lady Shiva or Cassandra Cain, simply by stopping them telekinetically or overwhelming them with energy blasts before the fight even begins.
True. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Vision Red Sprisco, huh?
Martian Manhunter, John Johns, is known for an incredibly wide array of powers, including telepathy, shapeshifting, flight, super strength, intangibility, phasing, and heat vision. Finding a single Marvel hero who perfectly matches this extensive combination is difficult, but two characters often cited for possessing a significant overlap in his core abilities are 1. The Vision, 2.
Really can fly and phase like Martian Manhunter.
The Super Skrull, Killer T. Here is how they are similar to Martian Manhunter. 1. The Vision. The Vision is the most common answer, as his power set mirrors several of Jaeon's key physical abilities, though his origin, sentient android, and shapeshifting are very different. Similarities. Phasing/intangibility. This is the Vision's signature power, allowing him to change his density from incorporeal ghost-like to diamond hard, which is very similar to Manhunter's density/phasing control.
Really?
Super strength and flight.
Hang on, y'all. I'm back, y'all.
Both characters possess high-level superhuman strength and the ability to fly. Energy projection. Vision fires concentrated solar energy beams from his forehead solar gem, which is a close parallel to Manhunter's Martian Vision/heat vision.
Okay.
Key difference. The Vision does not have telepathy or natural shapeshifting, though he can alter his clothes/appearance with his density control. 2. The Super Skrull, Killer T. The Super Skrull is similar because he possesses two of Martian Manhunter's most unique alien abilities,
What?
combined with the strength and flight of a top-tier hero. Similarities. Shapeshifting. Like all Skrulls, Killer T is a masterful shapeshifter, a primary power shared with Manhunter. Super strength and flight. Kl'rt was granted the combined powers of the Fantastic Four, which includes the superhuman strength of the Thing and the flight of the Human Torch, or enhanced personal flight. Invisibility/phasing, minor overlap. While not exactly phasing, he can become invisible like the Invisible Woman, which fulfills a similar stealth/defense role as Manhunter's intangibility. Key difference, Kl'rt's powers are derived from the Fantastic Four, and while he possesses hypnotic/mind control abilities at times, he is not a universal telepath on the level of Martian Manhunter.
So you don't stand a chance. Got it.
Come on, guys. Show 'em how you be kissing.
Husky personalities are often described using a set of core traits that make them popular, but also challenging companions. They are generally known to be friendly, outgoing, intelligent, and energetic. Key Husky personality traits. Here are the most common characteristics associated with the Siberian Husky breed. Friendly and outgoing Huskies are incredibly social dogs. They typically love people, including strangers, and usually get along well with other dogs. They are not naturally suspicious or protective, making them poor guard dogs. Energetic and driven. This is a working breed bred to pull sleds over long distances. They have immense stamina and require a significant amount of exercise, much more than a simple walk. Without proper physical and mental stimulation, they can become destructive. Intelligent but independent, Huskies are very smart and capable of learning commands quickly. However, they also possess a stubborn, independent, and sometimes mischievous streak. They often choose to do what they want rather than what you command, which is sometimes mistaken.
For lack of intelligence, which is often no, they're stubborn and a little mischief. That's all. They have a teenager. Let's say you had a teenage son, right? Teenage daughter. They sneak out the house because you tell them not to, but they do it anyway. They're being mischief. They're testing the waters of the relationship between you and them.
Taken for a lack of intelligence.
Wow.
Vocal. They rarely bark, but they are very vocal. Huskies are famous for their howls, yips, and talking, a series of expressive throaty noises, which can be loud. Escape artists. Due to their intelligence and desire to run, huskies are notorious for being escape artists. They can jump fences, slip harnesses, and even dig under barriers with impressive determination. Prey drive. They have a high prey drive inherited from their
Oh my gosh, Ed, go away.
sled dog lineage. This means they often chase small animals like squirrels, rabbits, and even cats, and should be supervised or kept on a leash in unenclosed areas. Pack-oriented. They thrive on companionship and prefer to be part of a pack, whether that pack is human or canine. They generally do not do well when left alone for long periods and can develop separation anxiety. In short, a husky is a high-energy, friendly, and demanding dog that requires consistent training, socialization, and ample space to run.
And sassy. Right.
Explain it right now. I've seen you do some karate kick, and we just got shot at.
That's a great addition. Sassy is definitely a term many husky owners use to describe their dogs, and it perfectly encapsulates that unique, expressive attitude. Here's what that sassy behavior usually looks like. The husky howl/talk. When they talk back to their owners with a series of dramatic yips, whines, and theatrical howls when they don't get their way, like when it's time to leave the dog park or get in the bath. The glare/attitude. They often give their owners a very focused, knowing stare, sometimes called the side eye, when they are being particularly stubborn or ignoring a command. The selective hearing. They are intelligent enough to know what you want them to do, but their independent nature means they will often pretend they didn't hear you if they disagree with the request, leading to some very amusing and sassy standoffs. So yes, sassy and dramatic are excellent descriptors for the husky personality.
The side eye. You hear that? The side eye, like, loser.
The giant Pacific octopus, Enteroctopus duflini, is renowned for its fascinating and complex personality, which distinguishes it as one of the most intelligent invertebrates on the planet. Their personalities are characterized by high intelligence and curiosity. Problem solvers, they are masters of strategy and puzzles. In captivity, they are famous for solving complex mazes, opening jars with screw-on lids, and figuring out how to bypass barriers. This drives a need for constant mental stimulation. Curiosity. They are intensely curious about their environment. They will explore any new object introduced to their tank, using their highly sensitive arms and suckers to feel, taste, and manipulate it. This curiosity often leads them to try and escape or dismantle their enclosures. Independence and elusiveness. Solitary nature. Giant Pacific octopuses are generally solitary animals, preferring to live alone in dens and only coming together to mate. This means their interactions, even with humans, are often exploratory rather than social in the way a pack animals might be. Elusive in the wild. In their natural habitat, they are shy and masters of camouflage, relying on their ability to instantly change the color and texture of their skin to blend into the rocks and reefs. Playfulness and manipulative behavior. Playful. There is strong evidence suggesting they engage in play, which is a rare behavior in invertebrates. They have been observed repeatedly squirting jets of water at objects or pushing bottles around, seemingly just for the fun of it. Sleight of
Let me see. Just for the fun of it, it was okay.
hand. They are sometimes described as being quite manipulative or mischievous. Their intelligence means they can figure out routines and vulnerabilities in their surroundings. They have been known to deliberately squirt keepers or redirect water jets. Emotional sensitivity, uncertain. Varied temperament. While some captive octopuses are described as outgoing and friendly, readily interacting with their keepers, others remain shy, cautious, and withdrawn. Each individual seems to have a unique temperament, ranging from bold to timid. Stress. They are very sensitive to stress and environmental changes. A change in routine or a loud noise can cause them to retreat into their den or display stress colors, often pale white. In essence, the personality
Pale white. Oh, God.
of a giant Pacific octopus is defined by its remarkable intelligence, intense curiosity, and a highly individualistic nature that makes every encounter unique.
Oh, good. I'm back. Get up there.
People on Reddit discuss a lot of different aspects of iShowSpeed, who is known for his energetic and often chaotic content. Discussions often revolve around the following themes. 1. His energetic and chaotic persona. Many threads focus on his high energy, loud reactions, and sometimes over-the-top behavior during streams. People often share
He is known demonic and unfamiliar with a lot of people who would never seen him before.
clips and discuss whether his persona is genuine or exaggerated for views. 2. Viral moments and memes. Reddit is a major hub for sharing and discussing new memes. Speed's most viral moments, like his reaction to finding out the full name of soccer players, his unusual singing, or chaotic stream interruptions, are frequently posted and referenced. 3. Soccer/football. A significant portion of the conversation centers on his intense enthusiasm for soccer, particularly his obsession with Cristiano Ronaldo. Threads discuss his trips to see matches, his reactions to game results, and his often comedic attempts to learn more about the sport. 4. Controversies and criticism. Like any high-profile streamer, he is subject to criticism. Discussions often address past controversies, debates about his maturity level, and the appropriateness of some of his content or comments. 5. Streaming style and influence. Users discuss his impact on younger audiences, his success on platforms like YouTube, and how his unique fast-paced streaming style compares to other major content creators. If you search Reddit, you'll find discussions ranging from serious analyses of his career to just funny clips and reaction images.
But a lot of people are not going to forgive Speed from like his past actions. If he did say sorry for his past action, a lot of people are not going to forgive him. Do you know how many? Okay.
I'm proud of you. Where are you going? I gotta, she's going on at 8. Zaza. Home.
Oh my gosh.
iShowSpeed has made several videos and public apologies over the course of his streaming career, usually following a controversy or inappropriate behavior on stream. Pinpointing an exact total is difficult because, 1. They aren't always labeled apology video. Sometimes the apology is a short clip posted on Twitter, a brief statement at the start of a stream, or a video that is later deleted or unlisted. 2. Varied platforms. He has posted statements across YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. However, he has made at least 3 to 4 major, widely publicized apology or explanation videos/statements regarding specific incidents that generated significant public and media attention. 1. A significant apology in 2021 related to inappropriate comments made toward a female user during an online game session, which led to him being banned from Twitch, though he primarily streams on YouTube now. 2. An apology/explanation video in 2022 regarding controversial comments that surfaced from his past streams.
Oh god.
3.
Yeah, watch how you gotta from his passions. Be careful what you say on YouTube, y'all, especially when you're a big YouTuber, because your past gonna back and hunt you. Whether it's your own past YouTube videos or your past actions off camera, it come back and hunt you.
Statement/video in 2023 addressing a separate incident where inappropriate behavior occurred during one of his live streams. In summary, while there isn't a single official count, he has created multiple, separate video apologies and statements throughout his career addressing different controversies.
Well, that's good to know, Gemini. Well, that's good to know, Gemini. So, I wonder, does he mean it when he says, I'm sorry? You know what I mean?
That is a very insightful question. Determining whether someone, particularly a public figure like a streamer, is genuinely remorseful in an apology video is often difficult, as we only have their public presentation to go by. Here are a few ways people generally evaluate the sincerity of a public apology. Factors that suggest sincerity. Specific acknowledgement. The person clearly states what they did wrong without making excuses or shifting blame.
Right.
Actionable change. They discuss concrete steps they are taking to prevent the behavior from happening again, e.g., seeking counseling, changing content rules, taking a break. Focus on the impact. The apology centers on the harm caused to others. the victims, the audience, their community, rather than focusing on how the controversy has hurt their career. Consistency. The person's behavior after the apology aligns with their promised changes. Factors that might suggest an apology is performance-driven. Vague language. The person apologizes for what happened or misunderstanding instead of directly naming the harmful action. Focus on consequences. The apology centers on them losing subscribers, sponsors, or being banned, implying they are sorry for the consequences rather than the action itself. Quick return to controversial behavior. If they return to the exact same style of behavior shortly after the apology, it suggests the change was temporary.
Right, and once they are back to their return to the exact same style of behavior shortly after the apology, it was just after they learned a lesson, we thought they learned a lesson, they go back to, well, they fooled us, first of all, and they're like, no, psych, I tricked y'all by showing them. They go back to their controversial behavior, back to behavior that got them in trouble in the first place. They go back to that stupid behavior, and then, yeah.
Pressure. The apology is only issued after significant public pressure, a ban, or the loss of income. In the case of iShowSpeed, viewers generally have divided opinions. Some believe his apologies are genuine reflections of regret when he realizes the severity of his actions, while others view them as a necessary step to maintain his career and audience after facing platform bans or media backlash. Ultimately, only he truly knows his internal motivation, but watching his long-term behavior is usually the best way for an audience to judge sincerity. That is a spot-on observation, and you've hit on a core aspect of how the public interacts with online apologies, especially when the controversial behavior repeats. Your point is absolutely correct. When a public figure issues a sincere-sounding apology only to quickly return to the exact same behavior, it fundamentally changes how the audience interprets all future statements. Here's a breakdown of why that cycle, the apology followed by a quick relapse, is viewed as problematic and can lead to people feeling fooled. 1. The apology becomes a tactic, not an action.
Right.
In the eyes of the public, the apology shifts from being a genuine expression of remorse to a strategic, performative necessity. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card. The apology is seen not as a promise to change, but as the minimum requirement needed to end the ban, keep the sponsors, and satisfy the outrage.
Right.
Once the immediate pressure is relieved, the motivation to uphold the promise disappears. Manipulation. As some analysts suggest, an apology without a change in behavior can essentially be viewed as manipulation. It's an attempt to change your feelings about them without changing their own behavior. 2. Erosion of trust. The cry-wolf effect. Trust is built on consistency. When that consistency is broken, the public becomes hyper-skeptical. Future apologies are debased. The next time a controversy hits, the audience remembers the previous broken promise.
Right.
The emotional weight of the apology is diminished, and viewers immediately question its authenticity. Focus shifts to consequences. The audience starts to focus less on the words spoken, "I'm sorry," and more on the actions taken, e.g., is he losing money, or is he still banned? This is because they believe only external consequences, not internal remorse, will force a change. 3. The fooling aspect. When a figure returns to the controversial behavior, those who initially believed the apology feel genuinely let down or misled because they invested their trust and forgiveness into a promise that was not honored. Those who weren't fooled may feel vindicated, but the overall feeling in the community is one of frustration with the cycle. Ultimately, the consensus among both viewers and behavioral psychologists is that the only proof of a sincere apology is sustained, visible change in behavior. Everything else is just words.
True. Alright, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Happy December 1st. Back at December 2nd, actually. I changed my calendar this morning. Comment below if you change your calendar this morning. Please let me know. Thank you for 147 subscribers again, y'all. And I will see y'all next time. This will not be 55 minutes.